Hi, this is Daphne, and today I'm going to walk through my current planner and journal lineup. Here's my two stacks of planners and journals. I'm just going to work through the pile and talk a little bit about each one. I do have some other videos that go into more detail about how I use my Hobonichi books and also my Kokuyo Jibun Techo. This first one is Hobonichi A6, the Techo in Japanese, and this I use as a personal journal, so basically for venting and trying to work things through in my mind. It helps me a lot to write things down, to sort out my thoughts. Next up is this Midori 5-year journal. I'm not very good at keeping up with this, but I persevere and I often do like several months worth in one sitting. I just go through all my other many journals and notebooks and build a picture from there. And even if there are big gaps, I sort of feel like in the future it's still fun to look back on what has been recorded. This is the format it has, and this is the month and the day, and then for each year there's a little space that you can write about what happened that day. And I tend to write things that are about my family, my kids, or even sometimes the weather, because that's interesting to see how does it compare to the same time previous years. This is a Hobonichi Weeks. This is my personal planner. In here I write all my appointments and record if I pay a bill, and any sort of personal tasks that I need to do, like contact the bank or something like that. So it's like a little summary of what's going on. And so sometimes I will also record something that we've got up to as a family, with the idea that later on I will put it into this book or write about it in another journal. I have a second weeks, and my intention for this one is to use it for studying Swedish. I haven't started doing that yet. I was sick over Christmas and I'm still a little bit recovering from that, so I haven't really been up to much, and I've prioritized family time because my children were on break from school and my husband also had a break from work. But now everyone's back to school and back to work, so I have a bit more time, and hopefully I will be learning more Swedish. My idea was to write a sentence a day over here and do some tracking of any media I consumed, or if I used a textbook, things like that, just to try and encourage me and have somewhere that it's being acknowledged that I'm putting in the effort, I guess is the way I'm thinking about it. Here is my Jibun Techo, and I use this as a health tracker, and I have a video that explains in detail how I use this. But basically in the months I record symptoms or events here, and here I do some tracking of my exercise and things like that. And in the weekly layouts I track what I eat and any exercise I do down here with more detail about what it was. This one is, I guess, what some people might call a catch-all planner, and it's pretty much my to-do lists in different sections. It's on discs. These are Happy Planner discs, but this is an A5 size. And most of what I have in here are inserts that I have created and that can be purchased in my Etsy shop. This is an envelope insert from Happy Planner, and here I just have some receipts that I may need to refer to in the future. And the first section I have daily sheets, so if I have a lot to do in one day, then I plan it out here. I also have some week at a glance or week on one page inserts that I like to use for meal planning. These are still a work in progress. I'm still designing these ones, so I'm using them to see what works. The next section are monthly grids where I write out any important events, birthdays and things like that. The next section are weekly layouts, and I like to decorate these, but they are really just to-do lists mostly that are chores around the house, and I probably could just do this on a piece of paper, but I find it makes it more fun to have a decorated layout and tick things off. Otherwise I get distracted and I don't get things done. Next section is a gratitude journal insert that I'm hoping also to have in my shop soon, and I just put 3 prompts along here and every day answer those prompts. And I find it useful to have the prompts because even though I could just write 3 things I'm grateful for, I find thinking about it from different angles helps me appreciate more broadly, or also helps me think of the things that I'm grateful for if I'm in a really bad mood and I'm struggling with that. This section, I have my 2023 vision board that I made as part of the HB90 method, which is a method of planning your goals and achieving them, I guess. And there's a course associated with it and some planner printables, and I'll leave some links in the description if you're interested in that. And in this section I have created some inserts that are just essentially my version of the ones that come in the HB90 planner. I just wanted them to match the rest of my inserts. So task lists divided up according to goals, and then a weekly review section with questions to answer, which are directly from the HB90 method as well. After that section, I just have some more spare inserts at the back. So there's my glorified to-do list. Here is a Hobonichi cousin, and this I use for what I would call work type things. So if I'm working on my writing or working on my Etsy shop and I have notes or ideas, I write them in here. Sometimes I'll write to-do lists in here, but it's some things that maybe methods to do things that I might want to reference later, things like that. And again, there's more details in my video that is about how I use my Hobonichi books. Last but not least is this A5 ring planner. This one is from Kiki K, it's quite an old one, and this is also still decorated in Christmas, I guess Christmas theme. I'll just do a quick flip through of what's in here. Got some more monthlies for planning out writing and things like that. There's movie journal and I think also a book journal, book tracker. And then I usually use these weekly layouts to plan social media. And then I have a second section which is just a repeat where I log what actually happens. So that's this section. This part is my creative journal, which is the same weekly layout. I just decorate it and I write in it, and I like to write about my creativity or creative projects that I'm working on, writing or designing layouts like this. And in the back section I have the same vision board again and some project type of inserts that I've designed myself, and I use these to plan out my projects relating to my HB90 goals. And these bits at the back here are also little booklets that I've created and use for scheduling and planning out the year. And they're also a work in progress. So I'm working on these designs as well. And so that's all my 8 different planners and journals. It's a bit later now and I've realized that I forgot to mention one of my planners. And it's because this is the one that I take with me everywhere and it was in my bag. I house it in this little, it's like a pencil case. And it is a passport size traveler's notebook from the Traveler's Company. And inside here, I have pockets and things with not much in them, and a little diary. And this is just because if I have an appointment or anything, I like to write it down. I found using my phone to do that has not always worked out for me. I've scrolled one day too far or something like that when I'm setting it up. So I just find it much more straightforward. I just write it down, and this is a fast way to do that. And I also have my Coeco Sport and some more pockets and things at the back, and just a dot grid notebook just to write anything else down. So if I'm at a medical appointment and they give me some instructions, I can write it down, or phone number or things like that. So I feel a little bit like I realized I forgot to invite my best friend to a party, but anyway, here it is. I went through that pretty quickly, so if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. And if you like content about planners and journals and stationery, please subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. See you!